Hello, everybody. Which camera is it? It's this one. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dual Screens Crossplay Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Steven Fontana, and with me, as always, he's over there. He's Andy Asimakis. How are you, Andy?
Good. I could be better, but let's do a great show.
Yes, I've heard that you might have COVID.
I have something. I have a sickness of my brain.
Well, we already knew that.
Yeah, and I think now it's just traveling.
Andy's a little under the weather, so we're gonna have a hell of a show, and we're gonna do the hell out of this show. But what the hell show are we doing, Andy? That's right. It's the Dual Screens Crossplay Podcast, the internet's #1 gaming news podcast, starring two dudes you've never heard of, probably. The show posts each and every Tuesday for your listening pleasure on your podcast service of choice, including our home, Podbean. We're on Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're everywhere, literally. And later, on a video on demand at youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. And of course, we're live right now. If you're watching this live, then it's live. And you could be watching it live. And it's so easy, a caveman could do it. You go to YouTube, not YouTube. You go to twitch.tv/dualscreenstreams. It's so easy. Just go ahead and do it. And we want to thank you all, and I mean all of you, for your support. And if you want to support us with your hard-earned cash dollar bills, y'all, go to patreon.com/NDS podcast. Just look up Patreon producers, Colton the Apprentice Nestler, FNH Paul, and Vegas Girl on Fire. We love you. We cannot continue to grow without all of your support. So thank you so much for doing that for us. Andy, let's get right into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
You're spending too much time on TikTok, Steven.
It's time to get into the adventures in gaming. Andy, I'm playing Returnal.
Fuck yes, you are playing Eternal. How is that going for you?
I'm getting good at Returnal.
Oh my god. You get the lead strats?
No, but I get into a state of zen now.
Yes, I know it well.
So, I am now consistently getting up to the third boss fairly easily, because I figured out some tricks. It's all about the weapons that you know, whatever. I have realized that the game hates me, and so I must bring the rage to it. So if I go in there like I am the Terminator, and I say, well, every one of these guys is a cop, and I'm going to shoot them in the knees like he did when they were trying to get out of the building, right? At a Cyberdyne. Right. That's what I do. I go in there, I'm like, everything's dead, nothing stands a chance, I'm gonna move all over the place. Anyway, short the story long, I got up to the second phase of the third boss, and I died last night, and I raged real hard because the floor disappeared with no warning. And I was like, I didn't know what direction to go in. I didn't know if I was supposed to run. The prompt to use the grappling didn't come up right away. It's like, what is happening? So I fell.
Second form?
Second form of the third boss, yes.
Okay, and there's still one more very fun form.
Yes.
So go
so that was ass. But then here's what happened, Andy, and then I'll kick it over to you. So I ended my stream. I only streamed for 2 hours because I really wasn't prepared to stream. We were supposed to record, yada yada. So I was like, all right, we'll do the 2 hours. So we did. So I did the 2 hours. And I was like, all right, let me bring us to somebody else. I raided, and I sat there. I was like, you know what? Let me do one more run. Andy. Right now, I'm up to the third biome. I went through the first biome last night. I got it. My health is nearly double again, which is what I had at the last time, and I am annihilating. And I put it in rest mode. I was like, I'll come back tomorrow or whenever, and I'll go at it again. But I'm basically, all I have to do. I think this is the run, Andy. I think it's the run.
Is tomorrow today?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Now, before I move on to what I'm playing, I have one simple question for you. When you're playing, are you going all balls deep into the first biome, getting maximum ooblets and health, and then skipping the second one entirely?
Yes.
Got it.
So the second one, the problem with the second one, the reason why I would like to go to the second one at all is because the weapons are way better, because you could basically start you could end up at a level 9 or 10 weapon whatever on the second biome, but you start at 9 on the third. So if you could wind up with a 13, 14, or 15 at the boss in the third if you go through both biomes, but I don't have the patience for that shit. I don't have the patience.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes. Andy, what you been playing, handsome?
Yo, Fist is dope.
Fist? Yeah. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna play it.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was I didn't know it was 2D. I didn't know it was a side scroller. For some reason I got it mixed up in my head with Biomutant, like, because we saw those games. Those games were kind of revealed at around the same time.
Oh,
so like,
wait,
I mixed the genres together, and I thought it was another like 3D brawler type adventure game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's a shit of Metroidvania.
Yeah.
So
Kory, Kory's in the chat, and Kory wanted to join us. Kory, if you join the Zoom, I could patch you in. I could patch you in. So when you join Zoom, you get in there, you do your hair all nice, get yourself a beverage, and we'll get you in here. That's right. Kory is going to be joining us. He sent it to your email, Kory. So check your emails, please.
So yeah, I'm like almost done with that game. It's all sorts of dope. It's like, again, Metroidvania, but it has like fighting game combo mechanics.
Yes.
In a sense.
Yep, I saw that.
So I don't know if you recall games like Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, or Deception, like stances you could change during the match. You could combo into, okay, I'll do this stance and I'll do the weapon stance, so I can combo into them. So you could do this with your various fist augmentations. Like you have the whip arm, the drill arm, the fist arm, and you could like combo folks to like oblivion. And it's a little bit intense, and I wasn't expecting it. And it has like an honest to God really good story with some like twists and turns that I wasn't really prepared for. So I'm like,
maybe I will get. I don't know.
I'm like 86% done with that game.
Yeah, I wanted something specific, and when it wasn't that thing specific, I was like, I don't want this.
So I'm playing that.
Yeah.
And I was given a code from our good friends at Oddbug Studio for a game called Tales of Iron.
Yes.
And that shit is good.
Spoiler alert: we interviewed them.
Yeah.
Shows up right now. It's been up a couple weeks now.
I can't talk too much about it because, you know, embargo shit and what have you, all the rules, but it's a really fun fucking game. That's all I can really say.
I want to play this game.
The demo is out there, I think, on Steam if you guys want to check it out. I think up to the first boss is available to check out. But yeah, it's got some heart. It's got some fun combat. I have some minor gripes with it, but I'll save that for the full review, which you can expect on the website on Friday.
Yeah, maybe
6 a.m. Eastern. Oh, I'm taking notes as I'm doing.
How's Leisure Suit Larry review coming? Is that good? Is that almost done?
Fuck that game.
Is that one almost done? Wet Dreams Dry Twice, Andy. That one's almost done.
It's so good. Can we get into the indie news updates?
We can. Right
or
now,
as I call it.
Yes. Hold on. We have a guest. Hold on. Let's switch over. Here we go. Bing ding. All right. Whenever his camera works and he's in here, he'll be ready to go. And meanwhile, I'll just switch over here. All right, Andy.
It's what I'm calling the Indie News Update Friends of the Show Edition.
Because
former guests of the show have been all over the news this week.
All over it. Yeah.
So
I saw this.
Let's start with the simple one. Excuse me. Happy's Humble Burger Farm.
Yes.
Former guest of the show.
Yes.
Is launching in Q4 2021. And I'm actually proud of my notes here. I wrote, I'll have a burger with a side of frites.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
I'm the absolute worst garbage.
You are so horrible.
That's coming out. I mean,
I've never hated you more than I do right now.
I expect you to.
Okay.
So I hope that's out around Halloween. Q4 is kind of nebulous and to me, but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Yeah.
Game looks cool. It's fun seeing a PS1 game evolve to like a next gen game, like in the span of a year. That's always awesome to see happen. Speaking of evolving and getting better at stuff you're doing.
Yes.
Splitgate developer, 1047 Games, has secured $100 million in investment.
You're welcome.
This is a PSA for all indie devs out there. Come on the show, you will get $100 million.
You're welcome.
Now it's a scientific proven
It's
fact.
legitimate yachts right there. Legit yachts. Because the game is done. They don't have to do anything anymore.
Right.
They don't have to do it. Just make sure it works. Put some skins in there. You're good to go. $100 million in your pocket.
They got payday.
Kashin.
Payday abound.
Now, this last one is probably the most exciting.
So this is actually
it's really not. The $100 million is a big fucking deal.
Cool. No, this could have been for more money. We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Then again, Sony does buy things on the cheap and gets like huge yield from their investment. So
huge yield.
This could have been for less.
Massive yield.
And this is actually a good segue into our first main topic of the show.
It is.
Friend of the show, Fire Sprite, has been officially acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Amazing.
Wow. And I'm going to go to the official press release.
No, here. Andy, what's Fire Sprite known for?
Fire Sprite is known for a little series called Wipeout.
Wipeout. Yeah.
So for those who don't know who Fire Sprite was at some point, Fire Sprite was originally Liverpool Studios back when they were under Sony's umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sony was like, you know what, guys, this isn't working out for us. Maybe it was Drive Club that sort of made
it was Drive Club.
Maybe it was Drive Club.
It was Drive Club. Drive Club 2. What, didn't they make 2 of those?
No, just one Drive Club.
Oh, was it the Crew? The Crew 2? I'm thinking of the Crew.
Remember that Drive Club like announcement was like,
yeah,
look at these leather interior seats. It was like,
yeah,
bro, relax, just leather seats.
Can you make the cars drive? That would be very helpful.
All like chubbed out over fucking leather seats. Anyway,
I do like leather.
Of course. So 9 years ago, they were like, you know what? We're gonna shut the studio down. Bye bye. And then some of those heads that were like behind the Wipeout series started their own studio called Fire Sprite and gave us like The Persistence, amazing game. And they still made PlayStation VR games. PlayStation Worlds was under their belt, so still working closely with Sony. And then they were like, you know what? You shed that Drive Club baggage. Why don't you come back and work for us again? So they have hired one of the largest growing teams in the UK at 250 people working under them.
It's a lot of people.
Huge team.
That's a huge studio.
Rumored to be working on at least 3 titles. I can confirm 2 of them that I know about on this show right now. One is Big and Dope, and one is of the VR variety.
Big and Dope. Okay, VR. Okay,
Big and Dope and VR.
Def Jam Vendetta 2.
Yes.
Fight or 3. No, Fight for Toronto.
They're doing NAC 3.
Speaking of Toronto, we have our resident Canadian in the house right now. Joining us a little tardy to the party, he's Kory, the Grounded Gamer. How are you, bud?
Not too bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ, turn down your gain. Why are you so loud? Good Lord Almighty.
Boy.
Good Lord Almighty. Good God Almighty, you are in my cerebellum, sir.
I wanted to be awake and alive.
You just shook my filling in my tooth.
I think my uvula just shattered.
Well, you get your shit together, Andy. Segue into that next little bad boy.
All right, so on the eve of PlayStation Showcase, we got this announcement, and then it happened.
And then it finally happened.
PlayStation Showcase, and I want to tackle this in a very specific way.
Okay, you lead. You're our Sherpa. You take it.
I want to lead this. I have this sort of into 3 chunks.
Yes.
This show.
Yes.
I have what I call the third-party multi-platform fluff.
Okay.
I have the timed exclusive partnerships money hat segment.
Okay, money hats, yeah.
And then I have the first-party extravaganza to wrap up this. And we're gonna go point by point and give like a reaction to each one of these trailers.
Can I make one suggestion?
I kind of want to say no, but I can't stop you.
No. I just want to say, before we start, can we each give one word that describes the showcase for us, and then we'll go into it.
Oh, okay.
Can I make another section for Andy as well?
You don't sound like garbage, so that's good.
There we go. I think that Andy would love to make a section called "We've seen too much of this. Please don't show me another trailer."
Yeah, you can save that feeling, that thought for when it comes around, because I know we all feel the same exact fucking way. So don't worry, it's coming, Kory. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
I have a phrase.
I have a term I like to use.
Of what this was. A fart in church.
A fart in church.
That's what this was. This was a fart in church.
I'm trying to understand the metaphor. A fart in church is something you do quietly.
You do it because you have to do it. People know you did it.
But they don't say anything.
People aren't going to get too excited over you did it because they're in church and they're on their best behavior. But everybody knows you just farted in church.
Okay. I am going
in front of Jesus.
I am going to use a term, a simple word to describe how I felt about the show when I was done watching it. Adequate.
Yeah.
Is the term I'm going to use when I saw this.
Kory,
what is your simple?
I'm gonna do it by a phrase and just say, is Insomniac now the new Bethesda?
Question mark. Stop being so close to your microphone, for Christ's sake. Back up. You're literally in my brain. It's it's rattling. Right. It's rattling my eardrum.
Let's go through this. So I'm gonna
yes,
go
please
through.
do.
I'm gonna go through this. I think I'll basically have this as shit that was the most boring ass crap, and then we'll move on from there. All right. Third party multi-platform fluff. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah,
which has now become the most disliked video on Sony's official PlayStation channel, was this reveal of the delay to March of next year. Why is this here? What were your guys' thoughts when you saw this trailer pop up? Besides why?
I mean, for one, I found it quite surprising that not only, like, I mean, if they were going to show this trailer and then we get it like as a, hey, guess what? It's now in October. Instead of November, that would have been like, oh, that's a reason to have that trailer. But then to not only have that trailer, to then say, here's it again, the stuff we don't really care about, to then say, guess what, it's delayed too, was just kind of like, you really shouldn't use this time.
Steven?
Here's what it did, Andy, which another game did the opposite. It solidified to me that I will never buy Grand Theft Auto 5. That's what it did.
You're like one of.
I have never. I will never.
I've never purchased Grand Theft Auto 5.
I have never cared less for that video game than I do right now. I understand people like it. I'm not yucking anybody else's yum, but the tone of it, the looks of it, everything I see of it, the way it moves, everything about it is like nails on a chalkboard for me. No, thank you. Pass.
So I think this game sort of really exemplifies what I don't like about these showcases and E3 type pressers, because you need to have your partner's games showcased somehow. Like, hey, we like you, here's your game on our thing that's watched by millions of people. And I think it's a good way to go into our next game, which was here, and I get it, it's coming out soon, but I need to see it again. That's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, sir.
Got a sassy new trailer, and I was like, I get it, Sony, you're like wrapped around with Squeenix, like you're like in bed, legs are in the air, kind of a thing. You know, if you're gonna show Forspoken and you're gonna own FF16 and Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 14, you gotta also have the fluff, and the fluff is Guardians, and it was here. It's out next month.
Guardians looks great. Shut up.
Right. No, listen, I'm not saying it looks great. I'm saying
this is what it was.
I'm just saying, okay, it's Guardians.
First of all, Andy, I love you, but you are skipping the most important fucking part.
We're not skipping.
You skipped the most important thing ever.
About Guardians?
No, the opening video.
We're not going through order, Steven.
I understand that, but that's not. Where is that going?
Don't worry about
that. Doesn't fit in a category. Does that have its own bullet point?
Steven, don't worry about that.
Because good God, Andy. Talk about a fart in church.
Listen, There's a method to my madness. Just go with the flow.
This is so they farted in church, but then Guardians was like, you know what though? That's impressive. You know, like you smell it and you're like, wow, man, that's strong. That's pungent. Okay. Kudos to you, sir.
Well, I mean, technically, the intro would be like the fart in church. I mean, people don't know you farted sometimes until like midway through. So I think that's what Andy's going for.
It was the high-pitched squeal of the silent fart that you weren't expecting.
You saw Guardians, you loved it.
Yes, I'm all in.
Kory, what are your thoughts? You saw Guardians.
I love the idea of Guardians, but I think that being that it was only a month away, I thought having another trailer, especially when we got that last time we saw it, we got a 15-minute walkthrough of almost the first level. I don't think I needed to see any more of it to say I want this. But I mean, like you said, I mean, the thing is, we could look at this a different way and not say that it's them looking at Square Enix. This could be them looking at the Marvel side of things.
True. I see that.
I mean,
but I definitely think it's all about Square and like
the place to play Marvel.
I was there with you guys, with you and Joe, live reacting to this. If you guys didn't catch it, you can watch it. But I mean, there was some points where tired Andy, watching a conference doesn't put up with any bullshit.
No. No.
Let's segue into some more.
Yes, please. Give me the fluff.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Gorgeous. Can't wait.
Gameplay and release date. This is fluff, Kory. It's fluff for a reason.
We never saw gameplay before, so this is not.
Right. All right. So we saw a reveal of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Okay, so that gets thrown up there. What are your guys' thoughts? I'm not a huge Borderlands guy, so I was like kind of
You're not the target for this.
Borderlands was cool when I first played it. Part 2 was amazing. Then I kind of like fell off the radar when the third one came out. Then the Telltale games came out.
Did you play the first Tiny Tina DLC?
No, I did not.
It's great.
Oh my god!
It's some of the best. It's some of the best DLC of any game ever.
So, given that's your thought.
Yeah.
So what was your thought when you saw this reveal?
Oh, it's gonna be it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Get new classes. I like the idea that this is a standalone.
Yeah.
And it's not them trying to, because they're realizing that the way they're gonna make this play is gonna be different than the way that Borderlands regular plays. So
yeah.
I'm excited for that. Compared to like usually what we have happen is here's this new DLC running on the old engine, and then they just kind of like throw it all together, and that's what Borderlands 3 kind of fell for me, was it runs on almost the same engine as 2, and there's not really much difference, whereas this looks like the classes and the way it plays are going to be actually different for once, which is nice. And I mean, it's more Tiny Tina making us play Dungeons and Dragons, which is cool.
Right. Which brings us to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction gameplay trailer. Which again, I am not this game's audience. I was like, I thought it was some Last of Us thing going on for a hot second.
Andy, I think you could be surprised at how much you would probably like this game.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where if I actually, it's like Apex. If I sat down with it, I think I might enjoy it.
No, I think this. I think this has
enjoy Apex, but I'll enjoy this.
No. I think this ticks more boxes for you. It's much slower. There's more character build.
Slow is my speed.
There is more. There's team dynamics where everybody has a role, and it's horror. So
also on early access if you want to play it now.
Yeah. So I went through the 7 stages during this trailer. I was like, oh my god, I just can't like Rainbow Six. I have no interest in this. This actually looks kind of good. Yeah, look at that. That looks really good. Oh, you know what? This could be fun. I'm gonna buy this. All within the first like minute and 20 seconds of the trailer. I went like straight through to everything. I was like, I think I might buy this, because it looks like just enough zaniness to mix in with that realism of Rainbow Six that I think it might be dope.
Kory?
Well, I mean, I agree with Steve on this one. I think this is where, for me, the one reason why I never got into Siege was because Siege became an esports game right off the hop, and it became super competitive. There is no such thing as, I don't think, a non-competitive person, or like it's such a hard team dynamic, whereas with this game seeming like it's you versus the computer, I could see it where you and me, Andy, could get together and have 2 AI or have 2 randos and probably play this, and if we die, we would probably have fun with it like we do with Ghost. But that's the thing I like about this. I mean, is it a day one purchase for me? Probably not, but we'll see. It all depends. This is a game where if my friends buy it, I'll probably buy it too.
And then we have a game that ticked all the boxes and reached out and ticked my box.
Whoa.
And fondled it greatly.
Jesus, Andy.
And that's the first Alan Wake remastered gameplay reveal.
Good Lord,
Andy. The
Andy.
release day of October 5th. So,
yeah, spooky.
Alan Wake is one of my favorite games of all time. I enjoyed it thoroughly in the Xbox days. And seeing it brought back in beautiful fashion made me happy because I feel this is our gateway to Alan Wake 2. So I'm going to buy this shit day one when it comes out because I'm a maniac and I love this game. What are you guys' thoughts when you first saw it on the screen? We'll start off with Kory. Kory?
I mean, I was excited. I mean, I played, for those who think I'm just a straight up pony, I actually, you know, bought an Xbox 360 and played every exclusive available, and Alan Wake was one of those because for Alan Wake back then, it's crazy to see that when they first came out with the game, it was a company that literally was so poor at the time of making this game that they had to shove so many ads into this game. And I'm sad that I hope, and I wish there was a version where it'd be like, where you could do the filters and you could just change between the old version, the new version, and it'd be like, okay, cool. Here's all your Duracell battery ads back. Here's all your all the billboards back. And you know, that it was a great game. And
that's gone though.
I know.
Sad.
It's sad, you know.
No
Duracell
Duracell ads.
Duracell ads down our
I
throat.
know. It stole all the heart from the game.
So I mean, it's good. Like you said yourself, Andy, it's exciting to see this because it is kind of showing that Alan Wake is going to either play more of a major role or we're going to go into, especially when we had the Alan Wake DLC for Control. So I mean, I'm super excited about this.
Steven, as a frequent connoisseur of spoopy games, what did this one do for you?
I've been debating what I should do for October. It was going to be spoopy games, and I was thinking I have Resident Evil 2 still. Resident Evil 2 is somewhat short. It's not that long, but I think
my copy.
Yes. But I think I'm going to start with Alan Wake.
I like it
because I feel like a lot of people are going to be playing it. It'll be fresh. It'll be new. I'll be experiencing it with everyone else.
I like this.
It'll be spoopy.
That's a good look for you.
And then after that, I'll do Resident Evil 2. So yeah, I'm in.
Have you ever played it before?
No.
It's it's a different kind of horror. It's very like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
More subdued
thriller
shit. So I think you'll love this.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Driven. Okay, so that kind of covers all the third-party multi-platform crap.
So
put
a bow on that.
I would say there was a good chunk of it. I could have seen less of this stuff. Not horrible, but I feel like you could have cut some of this out.
Could have been its own showcase, like third-party Sony stuff.
This could have been the pre-show before the actual show.
Right.
Or could have been that after show too.
I agree.
True.
Where they had the updates where they were like, let's talk to developers. That could have been the where we saw.
So let's dive into the timed exclusives.
Exclusives partnerships.
Money hats.
I think we're missing one. Unless did you?
No, we're not. And wait for it, Kory. Just like Steven, we'll get there.
No. I think
we'll get there.
I was just trying to think of there is one more multi-platform that was third party.
I went through all the games in the list. Now wait till I'm done with the whole thing, then say I'm wrong.
God damn it, Kory.
How about that? Okay.
Coming in here and just start sandbagging.
I'm gonna start with something that was very out of place for this show. It was neat to see it, but I was like, this is all AAA games, and this one game is like, hi, I'm a little indie in this pool, in this ocean of AAA game development, and that's Tachia.
Yeah.
It's the game that lets you soul jump into animals, and it launches on PlayStation and Epic exclusively in 2022. So this game looked cute.
Day one.
But I was like, yeah, it looks fun. But I'm just like, didn't you just do an indie thing like a little while ago?
There's no doubt in my mind somebody owed them a favor.
I feel like
they were forgot about on the last showcase.
I'm wondering why you're like shit.
Oops.
Well, they were on the last showcase.
I don't even remember that.
They were there. Well, that's the thing, is that the last time we saw it, it was all about like her actually being the animal, and it was just you working as like a crab, and then so like when this and then Joe and Andy both were like, okay, this new indie. I'm like,
yeah, it looked very new to me. Looked very new.
And I'm like, we've seen this. This is the same thing we saw before. And that's like, no, it's a brand new. I'm like, no, we've seen this, but it was
it had a huge impact, obviously. But yeah, I mean, looks cute, but I feel like this wasn't the right showcase for this kind.
Unless it is, Andy.
Oh, unless it's gonna be.
What if it's the next Splitgate?
We saw that new Korean game that's like the crazy whatever open world thing that
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Everybody, calm down, please.
Well, no, that wasn't even part of this show.
You think about Eastward?
What other Korean game you talking about, Kory?
That open world one with all like the Pokemon and the random.
Oh, Devavo, Devovo, whatever the hell.
This conversation is devolvoing into.
Okay, next. Okay, speaking of things that are just semi out of place and weird, Radiohead and Epic Games tease mysterious collaboration. Amnesia exhibition.
Great, we did it.
This is out in November. What is this?
Who knows?
Nobody knows. Move on.
I feel like when you have that weird chess game intro thing, you need this also in the show for some reason because hey, we're just doing weird shit, so whatever.
Couldn't that just be a tweet?
Right. This could have been a tweet.
Yeah.
This could have been a tweet. Now, this next game, I searched the internet and I couldn't confirm if it was only coming to PS5 and PC or also on Xbox. So if you guys know otherwise, please correct me if I'm wrong. And that's the free-to-play Vampire Masquerade Blood Hunt coming.
Sorry, this is the game
later
I was
this
saying
year.
On Steam. It's already early access.
So this is on PC now, and it's coming to PS5 later this year.
Looks cool, but it's probably just gonna die a death.
Vampire Masquerade that got canceled.
That's what I thought it was.
You're not gonna get
that's
that.
what I thought it was too. I'm like, oh, cool. They actually
Kory.
gave us Vampire Masquerade, and then they give us this, and I'm like, oh, cool. So they got to make their money first.
You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that PS2 game for a long time.
It's true. It's true. It's the Last Guardian all over again.
Right. All right. Then we have a fresh look, but no release date, for Ghostwire Tokyo.
Looks fucking cool.
Oh my god, is there ever an Andy game?
Yeah.
This is the game. This game had me, like, the eyes were just, I was glued to the screen. It looks gorgeous. I love funky first-person shooters that aren't, like, it's based in some sort of, like, war place time. So I was all over this shit. I love it, but please God, when's it coming out? I need it right now. Kory, your thoughts?
I mean, the same thing. I just can't wait. This is one of those games where I do not want to hear anything more about this game or see anymore until it comes out, because it's just I don't want to have this continuous of every time they show us a trailer, I'm like, oh, they're gonna give us a release date. They're gonna give us a release date, and then next thing you know, it's just like, oh yeah, no, we're not. So I'm just waiting and hoping.
Steven?
I know that I'm gonna hate playing the game, but I want to play it so bad. Like, I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. This looks like it's gonna be so dope. I actually didn't recognize the game until they said Ghostwire. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't recognize it at all.
And this is also another game that's going to be on the PS5. That's a Bethesda Studios / Microsoft Studios now game. On PS5 first before Xbox.
Speaking of which, we have a game that just came out. That I'm really convinced we're being trolled at this point.
Yes.
Sony felt the need to show us more Deathloop.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I could have had, like, twice as many multi-platform games and, like, you know, half the first party shit if I was promised no Deathloop, but we still got Deathloop. For a whopping 3 fucking minutes, we got Deathloop.
3 entire minutes.
I checked.
8% of the entire conference.
The game is out. It's getting, like, rave reviews. It's, like, getting 10s and 9s. It's like an 88 ranking on Metacritic. It's fucking amazing. I know Kory loves the fuck out of it, but good God, why is it here? Steven, your reaction to seeing Deathloop yet again?
I'm finally interested. This was finally
the nine trailers.
This was the first time. No, I didn't even read the reviews. This is the first time. This is the first time that they showed a trailer that made the game seem like a game I wanted to play. It felt like through the first 8 trailers that this was going to be a find the optimal path, you know, die, find the optimal path, die, find the optimal path, gather the, you know, just this arduous task of trying to assassinate these guys, and damn, you sucked, you got killed, go back again, do it all over again. But this was the first time it felt like there was a linear story that you're going to be experiencing as you're completing your assassinations. It didn't seem like a disjointed mess for the first time. And it looked like you could just run in and start shooting dudes, because that's what I want. I don't want to sneak around. I don't want to. I'm gonna be a big bad dude and I'm gonna kill people. That's the end. That's how I'm gonna do it.
And now I want to get to one of my highlights of the entire show.
I don't even get to talk about deep.
No, nobody likes you.
You don't. Because you own it. You're playing it.
I'm just kidding.
I will just agree with Steve and say that it was nice to see it actually talk about what's going on, because after playing the game, this is a very like when I saw the first 15 trailers and then now I play the game, I'm like, why did they not talk about this aspect of the game? Because like what they showed us before just looked like more Dishonored with a different
a twist,
different way to play.
Yeah.
Whereas when you actually play the game and like the actual storyline of this game is 10 times different. So
yeah.
Now we're getting to one of my highlights of the entire show, and that game is Forspoken. Forspoken.
Yep.
You guys.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Yep.
Steven, take it away, because I know you have thoughts on this.
Day one, man. This is why we play games. Like Forspoken, cinematic beauty, the intriguing story. It looks like we're getting like this high fantasy meets futuristic superhero origin story. Like this, like I could see this being, and I know it's not exclusive or whatever, it's like a console exclusive, but I could see this being as important to the PlayStation brand as Infamous, as Nathan Drake. Like I could see this character, this universe being its own new corner of the Sony catalog. Like it looks so damn good. The story, like, we don't know what's happening, right? But the way they pulled together the story and the dialogue in the trailer, and like it made it seem like it just looks well thought out. It doesn't look like it was an afterthought. Like the story is the most important thing, it looks like. And then you see her flying around, and oh my god, it just looks so good. It looks so good.
Kory?
Yeah, to me this looks a lot like this trailer hit me the same way that when years and years ago we saw Ni no Kuni 1, and it kind of gives me the same feeling where it's this outer world person comes into a new world, but like Steve is saying, like I could totally see this being an actual franchise where this is like an actual face to a cover or to a, like one of the billboards or like one of the you know, like the banners of her being there, because this looks like a game where they could really open this up. And if she's going to one universe, you know, it could be a thing where she warps to a different universe next game or something like that. And this game just looks so good, and it's so nice to see that we're getting something that's not just a generic first-person shooter or a generic hack and slash. This game looks like we were talking about it during the React. Majority of this, she's using magic, and this is the first time we've seen a game where magic plays such an important part, but it also plays so differently from what we've seen magic be used before. And it's just such an interesting world. The way she maneuvers around the world is just it seems like it's all cinematics. Like it's when we first saw the first trailer of Spider-Man, and he went through that whole thing. They're like, this is in game of what the PS4 can handle, and this is basically going, this is what the PS5 can do. And it's nice to finally see that we can see all that crazy stuff. So
yeah, and you know, seeing this game in motion, like seeing the gameplay, the magic effects, all that gameplay stuff, I can see why they locked on a 2-year time deal for this game, because it looks like a lot of fun, to be honest. But the thing that really got me excited about this game was something I learned after the fact, was that Gary Whitta is writing it alongside Amy Hennig. Amy Hennig is known for Uncharted, but also Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Square Enix, listen to me. Look into my eyes. Amy Hennig is writing Forspoken, okay? You own the rights to Legacy of Kain. She's right fucking there.
She's already done it. I guarantee you she's already written it.
Be like, Amy, when you're done with this Forspoken game, which is out in 2022, springtime, apparently, just like give us another Legacy of Kain sequel to wrap the series up because Andy is getting annoyed and he needs answers on how that series ends. So that's my ask of you. Okay. So yeah, great game. It's like someone built a superhero game within Final Fantasy 15. It looks phenomenal, exactly. And I can't wait for it.
I'm surprised it's coming out in March. I was shocked. Right. That was the big.
Well, it said spring 2022.
But even then, though, like
see you in June.
Last time we saw it, where they didn't even know the name, right?
Oh, yeah, it was Project Athia.
Yeah,
and we saw the name, like I think,
like
sometime at the beginning of the year, maybe. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like it's crazy, but yeah, super exciting.
Then we got some unexpected shit, and the first unexpected shit we got was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake announced for PS5. What was once an Xbox exclusive is now coming to the PlayStation 5 with this seems odd because this doesn't seem like your normal we're just paying for some time shit. This has some funky SIE partnership, publishing, lending a hand in making this game kind of thing going on about it. So I love this game growing up. It is a remake, which I think needed to happen.
Yeah, I have played this on my cell phone, and I could tell you right now, this deserves a remake.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is too, and a lot of people didn't pick up on it till after the conference. This is not being made by BioWare or any association with EA either, which means this is a completely. It's just taking the name and obviously the licensed universe, but they could do anything with it at this point. They don't have to follow anything.
Is this the first Star Wars game we've had that wasn't by EA in a long time? Is that what it is?
It would be the first announced one, yeah, I think so.
Right.
Or is that the are they doing that not battle royale? What are they? There's that online game for Switch.
That they just showed the Switch trailer yesterday.
I think it was exclusive to Switch, wasn't it? It was one of those. It was Ubisoft.
Oh yeah,
Ubisoft. There's the Nintendo one and a Ubi one. Okay, so yeah, the Nintendo one, that was the first one I remember being announced, and I don't know about the Ubi one.
Well, if I'm correct, Jedi Fallen Order was it was EA's last push to get a game out because they were losing the license because Disney was taking it from them. So obviously we see that Disney made the decision finally to go, instead of going, hey, here's one company going to get a license for however long. They just went, you want to design something, give us a pitch, we'll give you the license. So I'm excited to see that, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but I do love this game. So seeing it coming back is really fun for me. And this is by, I think it's Aspire making the game, which is part of Embracer. So that's kind of interesting as well when you think about it. But I'm wondering how this deal is going to work out, because there was a really odd tweet the other day by Sony saying that the game is coming to PS5 exclusively. And then they were saying it was going to be a time thing, a PC and PS5 at launch. It's weird. I'm sure it's coming to Xbox within a year, most definitely.
Well, this is gonna be another Death Stranding kind of idea, where
I'm thinking
whenever it gets to Xbox, it gets to Xbox.
Well, listen, if Sony's paying for this game to be made, I think you'll only see it on PC, not Xbox. Like Street Fighter 5, like Death Stranding, they'll have someone else publish it. Well, I think that was even also. That wasn't funded by Sony. It was just, we're going to extend our contract with the DLC for another 6 months. So we'll see. Then we saw a game, the first game we saw actually, which I'm going to get to why this is in this section very shortly. But I want to get your reactions about it first. And that is this this gorgeous hack and slash game called Project Eve that opened up the showcase. Wow. As a gay man, I must say,
here we go. That's
I was taken aback by this sexy ass anime goddess, slashing up demon hordes and aliens. And good God, it has like that lollipop chainsaw kind of vibe to it going on.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah. The chaos, yeah.
You know, Oni Chambara kind of vibes. Those were some fun games on the Xbox days a while ago. But what are your thoughts, Steven? When you first saw this game, what did you think when this opened up the showcase?
It's my kind of game. Looks dope. they got to stop with these project video game names. Like, stop it. Project Octopath Traveler, Project fucking this, Project that. Like, stop it. It's not a project. It's not a project, Andy.
When you have a game it looks almost finished, but you don't have a name for it yet.
Just no, that's the name. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it Project Eve.
Is it really the name?
That is the name.
That's the name.
It's not like a Project Atheist shit or
no, it's the name.
Bullshit.
No, that's the name.
Just call it Eve.
Kory, what were your thoughts when you saw this?
I mean, I was super excited to see this, and I will agree. I've never seen Andy be mesmerized by such shiny,
anime boobs.
Well done booty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was that too.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, what is this? And then it was crazy because the way that they named it too, we all thought it was going to be maybe like from the Parasite Eve because we didn't see who was making it, right?
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna get to it in a second, but finish first.
I hate you, Andy.
But
finish first.
The idea that they said finish, and then at the end when it says Project Eve, it was kind of like it's almost like they're paying homage to it for sure because it was very
could be in the universe.
Yeah, I like the idea that it's more like demonic and that kind of stuff as well.
I am now going to yell at both of you. For approximately 2 minutes.
No, not 2 minutes. We're at 46 minutes into the show, Andy.
I know. I've been on Reddit since this showcase, just looking at feedback, comments, general reception. I am dumbfounded by the amount of people that think that this game has some relation to Parasite Eve.
Maybe it does, Andy.
Show it to me. If I showed you this game and didn't give you the title, would you think, oh, that's Parasite Eve?
No, of course not.
So why is it Parasite Eve?
But what if, now let me ask you something. What if you see a game, you see a trailer for a game, it's a fucking, I don't know, a GTA-like game.
Sure.
And then you go into the mall, and in the mall, there's a Moogle selling stuff. And you buy stuff from a Moogle. Yeah.
It's a white thing with little purple wings and a red nose.
It's a Moogle.
Okay.
And he goes, Kupo, what would you like to buy?
Yeah, I would say, oh, this is some weird Final Fantasy spin-off.
Right, and then they just call it Project Fantasy.
Okay.
That's where I think it's possible that it could be an Eve thing.
I want you to find give me the Moogle equivalent of that to this game.
Oh no, I have no idea because I don't know.
I mean, the giant eyeball.
Parasite Eve.
Who knows?
But think about it.
Eyeballs, really?
Parasite. What letter does Parasite start with?
Parasite. Yeah.
First of all,
P. What's Project Parasite?
There's no parasites in Parasite Eve. It's your mitochondria. It's different.
It's the mitochondria. Maybe she is the parasite.
Also, you don't play as Eve.
No, but neither. How do you know you play as Eve now?
Steven, this is like a hack and slash in space.
What's happening?
Like 1,000 years into the future.
This is like some Dino Crisis 3 shit where they were like, let's put
it in space.
This is like Prometheus for aliens.
This could be many years after the events of Parasite Eve.
Now, I'm going to end on one note on this game before we get to the first party shit.
We need to get to the first party shit.
There is a reason why I put this game in this timed exclusive partnerships, money hat shit section and not third party multi-platform nonsense.
Okay.
This game was announced 2 years ago as a PS4, Xbox One, and a PC game, I think. Nothing on next gen consoles. If you go to the homepage, if you go to this game's homepage, it is described as a PS5 game only. It is a PS5 game on the PlayStation blog. Also, the CEO of the company, Shift Up, just bought PS5 for their entire fucking employee base.
260.
So
PS5.
I'm not going to say that this is going to be a time thing. It's a PS5 only thing. It could be a PC thing, but a lot could change in 2 years. And what I'm seeing is this game is only coming to PS5 now. I see no indication of it being anywhere else aside from the 2 year ago announcement. So that could have changed. And I think given the response this game has gotten since the announcement of this trailer, Sony should lock it up because this is getting praise.
Andy,
it looks dope. Let's move on to first party.
When does the confusion stop with first party, third party?
Never. It stops never.
Exclusive, timed exclusive.
You got to keep it nebulous enough.
Console exclusive.
to get points.
I'm going to exclusively play the video game. How about that?
Let's do that.
That's what I'm gonna do.
First party shit. Let's start with boring crap. Uncharted 4, Thief's End and Lost Legacy is coming to PS5 and PC.
Cool.
Can you move on from this?
I'm just surprised they never gave the first 3 games to PC, being that they're just gonna. This is
start with the last chapter of the game, guys.
Here, guys, let's have the last chapter of the game. The characters you know nothing about. Let's just give you that. Cool.
It makes no sense. I thought when they showed it, I thought it was like all of the games in one beautiful package.
That's what I thought.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, I would have expected that.
I would have probably rebought it if it was all the games.
Oh, you're gonna have to.
You want to fight Lazarevich again?
You're not gonna.
Nobody wants to fight him again.
Moving on, because we're gonna move right past that shit.
Yeah, please.
To a game where I wish I could get excited about, but I just plain can't, and that's Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah. Oh my God, Andy.
I wish I could like this game.
Andy, I don't care. The game doesn't matter. This whoever made this trailer needs to be fucking fired. And I don't really call for people's jobs like that, but whoever signed the dotted line and said, "Let's do this. Let's make this trailer." You can't please. Okay, maybe you don't need to be fired, but you need to be not doing that ever again. Like that has to be part of your life, is to never do a trailer again. Andy, Kory, they had this classical music shit in the beginning that made you look like you literally sucked the air out of the room, made you feel like you were going to fall asleep and be lulled into a sense of comfort, into a warm blanket. You could literally smell the drift on your baby blanket, and like it was. Not once did you think, "Oh, what a cool car." No, you didn't. You said, "Oh, there's rich mahogany and leather-bound chairs. Like, great, cool, that's awesome. Ooh, a stick shift. Look at me." Then we Then we shift to this other whatever music. I don't even know what you call it. I guess it's some sort of club music. We get to that and we start to see cars racing. You're like, "Oh shit, it looks pretty good." And then they show what I hope to God is accidental placeholder art from Breath of the Wild circa 2014. Because
Pokemon
what the shit were they thinking?
Pokemon Sword and Shield trees.
They showed a 1.5 second clip of something that looked like it was made in MS Paint. Did they think we couldn't rewatch the trailer? Did they think we couldn't pause the trailer? Did we think that the internet would not clamor for that meme-worthy nonsense? I'm sure GT7 is going to be a competent, beautiful-looking racing game. They looked through. Andy, Kory, hold on, Andy. No. You don't understand.
If this game is not getting delayed, you're mistaken. This is not coming out March 22nd.
Wow, it's already pretty popular. I put in Gran Turismo 7 tree.
Yeah,
and
you don't understand. You don't understand something here, okay? Somebody specifically chose that image. Somebody said, "Put that in." It doesn't even show anything.
Let's show less racing and put this little snapshot.
It doesn't show the track. It doesn't show a car.
No.
It shows like you could kind of see a wall of a track, and then 5 trees that look exactly the same.
It's like when you zoom out from a sim game and has to like load the assets.
Oh, I was looking at this. Someone else found a picture that's them overlooking the track, and it shows all the trees in the background, and they all look like that.
Yeah, it's horrid. It's horrid. And I feel bad because you have a feeling that was just placeholder art, that they were like, whatever, they're not going to be able to tell because it's going to go by so quickly. We have pause buttons, you idiots.
I really wish I could give a shit about this franchise.
No, let's move on already. I got through my rant. I feel like I spoke enough of both of us.
All right, let's move on to a reveal we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
And that was God of War.
Boy.
The boy is a man, boys.
The
boy is tall and manly,
a teenager.
And I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but when we first saw God of War 1,000 years ago, and the reveal was Kratos and Atreus going on a hunting trip together.
I remember that. Yep.
It had to be intentional, because we see Atreus with the deer on his back walking in, and he dumps it on the ground like, we've really grown up now. I need this game. I need this game right now. This game, I think, encapsulates what Sony does best. That's these emotional, impactful, story-driven games that...
I can't wait.
I was watching Alana Pierce's reaction to the showcase. She was crying when this trailer came up. Now, she does work for Santa Monica, granted, but her words were like, it's like seeing old friends again. And it moves you in a way. And I feel like that really embodies what these games are all about. There's an emotional connection to these characters. And seeing it for the first time looks gorgeous, looks phenomenal. And I can't wait to see how this ends for Kratos and his son and the whole Norse mythology. Kory, your thoughts?
I mean, the same thing. I mean, I ended up, after the last time we saw any even news about God of War, I ended up going through the 2018 game again and beating the entire thing. And it's crazy how, like you said, Andy, it's just, I can play it again, even though I know the story. Certain parts in that story still hit me the same way. And it's just, when a game hits you like that, it means something. Like, there's not very often you can make a game that's like got the best gameplay in the world and whatever, and like even God of War, the gameplay wasn't like, it could use some touches, but I mean, that story and the way it worked is just insane, and I can't wait for it to be finished, and especially with what you learn at the end of the game, and now the way and now we get to see Fat Thor. The image for Thor. I am excited to see how they play that in, because we fought the two sons who are like all nice, and they're all like not fat and built, and like Thor's like he's kind of slacked off the last couple of years, and now we get to.
I mean, it's a traditional Norse mythology.
This is like
exactly
how he was written. Yeah, Steven.
He's just large. I mean, I'm all in. Obviously, it's God of War, and the last one was so phenomenal. Also, it's important to note that this is also going to be in one shot, one continuous take again. It's no longer, it's not, just like the last one. I want to say the first one, but then people don't really know. They think the first, whatever. Right. But more importantly, it's a question that's been on my mind for a while, and I feel like there's only, Kory, I don't think you're qualified to answer the question. I think Andy might be the only one. Me, not so much. But Andy,
yes, Steve.
When preparing to eat crow, do you have to remove the feathers, or can you just shove the crow in your mouth?
Of all the things to be wrong about a fucking game title, get me on about.
Listen,
things to be wrong about.
Were so sure that it wasn't.
I said it one time.
You said it was recorded.
Dude, I was more wrong on Smash Bros. Being a port. So I don't know what you're going on about.
Right. Sure.
I had a bet on that. I was buying people copies of the game because I was wrong. But this is like nothing for me. This is like, all right.
You have grown.
Whatever.
You have grown, Andy.
Like the boy himself.
Please, for the love of Christ, can we move on?
Yes. Here comes a game which I really didn't expect to see. But if it was there, I'd be like, oh, wow. Thank you for confirming that finally. Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, is it Infamous? I see electricity shit. Oh, you cheeky bastards. But no, Spider-Man 2, we got Miles, we got Peter, fighting some goons. We have what I think is Kraven talking in the background about finding a worthy opponent. And then we have the Venom reveal. Oh, God. Good God, Venom is my favorite character in all of comicdom ever. And voiced by Tony Todd, Candyman himself.
Yeah.
Whew. Boys. This is going to sell like a bajillion fucking copies. Mark my words. This is going to break records when this game releases. This is it.
I'm I'm really excited for another character to play as, because like we're all on the wavelength that like he's a playable character, right?
I think it's gonna be cooperative.
You know, I'm really
I think it's gonna
thinking
be cooperative.
people seem to be thinking that Venom is a playable character. I'd rather that get saved for a third game in the series. I'd rather him be the focal point as a villain in the piece, and then by the end of the story, he has the anti-villain thing coming out, part of Venom, and then third game, full-on Venom as a character, because
but Kraven's gonna be, I think, the main villain in this.
or this could be like a GTA 5 thing. You can switch off between 3 Spider-Men basically,
yeah,
as you're playing the game. That could be a
3 different stories.
I think the cool way to do it, do what they did with the original Spider-Man anyway, and just have Venom have his own game like Miles did, where it's a shorter, condensed story.
Could you imagine getting a Miles version of a Venom game?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
that'd be awesome.
I would see.
I want that.
But I think you're going to be cooperative. I've said this from day one. As soon as they show,
I mean, they said it wasn't cooperative.
Miles, I don't know.
They did not.
Or it's going to be like the old the PS3 Venom, the Friends and Foe or whatever it is. Spider-Man.
Oh, that game. But that's like a little beat 'em up kind of a game. I don't know.
I'm saying that I think we might have that where we have a second player. An AI playing with us where we could like call in different allies.
I feel like if you do like a It Takes Two take on the gameplay, where it's like it's very split screeny and it can only be split screeny, and then you have like you're doing your thing and like another thing. I wouldn't mind that, but I'll take it as a single player game.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna mess with the formula.
Right. They don't need to do
maybe
that.
they mess with the formula for like things like challenge rooms, where you could like have some friends join you in challenge rooms, like they did in Batman before it went full co-op.
No, I'm thinking that the second character be AI controlled, but like you'll be able to do combo attacks.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. It seems like they're purposefully trying to tell very specific stories for these characters. Like even when Miles was in 2, Miles's story was told separately. And we got to see that and play that. And in Spider-Man, and we also got Mary Jane.
Right,
like I think that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like you got your Miles, you got your Spider-Man, but this is Venom's story. Yeah. Venom is the story you're gonna want to be involved in the most, and it's probably gonna be about him getting to the point where he realizes he doesn't really need to kill Spider-Man. So maybe it'll be like you're playing him in missions that are anti-Spider-Man.
This is also not our typical Venom origin either. It's not even Eddie Brock.
No, I don't know that.
I don't want to spoil, but this is not Eddie Brock in this game. So this could go a lot of weird different ways.
What if it's Kraven? What if Kraven gets the Venom suit?
Did you not finish Spider-Man? You know who Venom is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I forgot. I forget things, man.
How did you forget that?
It happens. It just
say
happens.
it for those who have not played the game. Plug your ears for 2 seconds.
I think I remember.
Miles. But they have to play Miles, don't they?
No, it's
the prison, right?
Oh yeah, right. Because it's the remake of It's the remake, though.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. All right, for those who haven't finished Spider-Man yet, cover your ears. Venom is Harry Osborn.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Because he's sick.
Oh yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah. I remember that. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I just didn't know that like did it.
Boys.
But okay.
Then we got this other trailer.
Not then. None of this is in order. It's just and now let's talk about this other thing.
We'll talk about this thing, which I don't think this was a very well kept secret. There was no leaks on this that I could find, no whiff of it, no church farts at all about this game whatsoever. Insomniac is doing a Wolverine game. Wow. When you talk about what's going to sell for PlayStation, I think this could also shatter records. Guys, seeing an Insomniac take on an X-Men universe with Wolverine as a focal point.
The Wolverine.
I can't even begin to express my excitement for this. Steven, your thoughts when you first saw this happen unfold before your very eyes. The claws came out.
There is somebody in our chat right now that I was watching do a live react, and from the exterior shot of the bar, I said it's Wolverine. From the side, I said, "Oh, there's Wolverine," and then they zoomed in. You saw all the people dead on the floor, and there he is. There's Wolverine. So the only thing I really have to say is, please, at Insomniac, say if you haven't found your Wolverine yet, check out at Batchild27. Give him a shot. Let him read some lines, because I really, really want to do it.
Yeah, so does David Hayter, Steven. So
David Hayter can suck my ridges.
I don't think you have.
I will get him out. First of all, that would be my inspiration anyway, right? Let's just be honest. Let's go, bub. Metal Gear. Like, come on. We got it.
Right.
We got it. No, totally. I'm super excited because I think this is going to be a very, very gory take. I don't see this as being a Spider-Man-like take. I see this as being more of a vicious thing.
Let's lead into our Resistance like franchise roots of gore and mature themes kind of thing for Insomniac.
Well, I think that's where it's going to go to, a lot more of a darker side, and the idea that they're already showing that, and just from the trailer too, is that he's in a bar. He's obviously not wearing a suit. He's not doing anything. He's drinking. So this is technically, this is the Wolverine that's not part of the X-Men at this point,
or it's post Wolverine. It's on the run Wolverine.
The one that's dealing with a lot of troubles, and this
trauma.
Wolverine, the post Weapon X Wolverine is probably the most craziest version we've ever seen. And if it's anything close to the last time we had a Wolverine game, this thing is going to be amazing.
I think it's about the only time I can get hyped for what is really just a CG trailer, because we can see a CG trailer for any old sequel and be like, okay, cool, you confirm that, it's awesome. Or like, oh, look, State of Decay 3 is coming out with like CG. Cool, I like that franchise, awesome. This is a big deal announcement, and Insomniac is literally holding Sony on their back lately, I feel. Between Ratchet and Clank, all the Spider-Mans, and now Wolverine.
They're just pumping out games.
$200 million for this company. And I'm sure they've already earned like much more than that throughout the years. And with these next two big games coming out, I can't begin to imagine what it's going to sell like.
There's also, when you look at recognizable characters, like
this is it.
Wolverine,
Spider-Man and Wolverine are like
Batman.
The top tier. Right, Batman.
You know, like this would be if like I don't even know what, yeah, go ahead, ask me what.
You know what's funny, Steven?
I don't know.
You want I have Crow for you.
Okay, I like Crow.
You said that they should put Wolverine as a Marvel Avengers character for Xbox.
I did.
And now Wolverine is coming to PS5.
I did.
Well,
I'm just saying, like that is a equally as impactful, important, and outreaching, awesome character as a Spider-Man. Like if you're gonna counter Spider-Man, Wolverine's the one you counter with.
Well, yeah, he's the reason why they made the X-Men movies.
You know,
pretty much like
to sell claws.
Yeah.
But
I wish it was Hulk because I like Hulk more, but.
Hulk still has the best.
That's the next game. That's the next game. That's gonna
Hulk
be like
still has the best game ever.
Ultimate Destruction, baby.
Games. Top tier shit. That's like the best.
It's not the best. Let's not be ridiculous.
No.
Insomniac Spider-Man is fucking good, dude.
Stop it. No shit
Sit down.
Hulk game,
Sit down, goddammit.
I am sitting down.
Can we move on now?
Yes. Just final thoughts. I feel this was again adequate for me.
Yeah, it was fine.
I feel this was like a C-ish, B-, leaning more towards C+ for me as a show overall. But yeah, Kory, your final thoughts and a grade. Keep it simple and brief.
We did talk about the very start of it, Andy.
Fuck that chess bullshit. Life is too short for chess bullshit.
So for me, from an like I told Andy and Steve or Andy and Joe when we finished this whole conference, as a whole conference, this is like a C+ at my best. But if we just take what we got out of it, like announcement wise and what was actually brought to it, that was definitely around the B to B+ category for me. Like it really shows that like this is the thing that we have to compete against Xbox with, or the Windows, or what games are coming to where. And this is kind of showing that Sony's once again going, look, we might not have 15 games coming to our console that's exclusive at this point, even though they've said 25, but these are the games that we make that we're good at, and these are going to be why you buy a PS5. And from that alone, there's definitely going to be, I hope to goodness, I pray, and I know it's really bad to think about this. There's already a shortage of PS5s out there, but please bring us a Spider-Man and a God of War limited PS5 console. Please.
Steven?
You know when you go to a movie theater and it's before the previews and you get all those like commercials like, let's take a sneak peek at something coming to Six Flags Great Adventure. That's what the opening of this conference was. That's where it belongs. This whole chess shit should have been in the Regal sneak peek and nowhere near this conference. That's number one. It was stitched together rather poorly. I give that whoever the producer was that put this together in the order that they did is slightly better than the order you put the wrap up in. Like slightly better, like C- territory. Like you passed. Congratulations, you move on. You don't have summer school. However, I think every one of those timed exclusive things, like almost every one of them really intrigued me, and I'm really happy we got to see something of them, and I was still excited for them regardless. Like if this was a not Sony conference and that's the games we got to see, if we got those first two sections instead of, without the first party, I would give it a B+. Like but the fact that it was wrapped around a Sony presentation kind of made it feel a little bit less important, a little bit less not important, a little bit less more smoke and mirrors than actual substance.
Right.
So I'm probably overall, I would say it's like a B- overall. I think that Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, knowing that it's Kraven and Venom, getting that little piece of information, knowing that I was kind of upset we didn't see Final Fantasy 16. If I'm honest, like if that was there, that would have bumped this up for me. But like C+, B- is like where I'm hovering for this one. It wasn't great, but I can't lie and say I wasn't excited for almost everything I saw. So
yeah,
I
feel like
in church, right?
That
you fart and then your dad looks at you afterwards and goes, after you're embarrassed, and he goes, "Good job, son," and you feel a little bit proud.
I feel like just one final thing before we get into like some quick fire news to get out of here really quickly. Sony understands the power of their IP and what they can do in a social media footprint and how to engage their audiences and how they don't need an E3 platform anymore to get through to the people that they're catering to. And they know that they can just show one or two things like a Wolverine or Spider-Man, and it's like that's all they will need to cover their bases. They don't gotta do 50 brand new things. I mean, people like us, we want to know, show us the full deck. Like, show us your hand, what you got, because I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. Sony's like, you know what? I can show you two things and break the internet and walk away. Spider-Man 2 right now has like 11 million views in like 6 days on PlayStation channel. Starfield 3 months ago has about 15 million views. The biggest thing I would say at the Microsoft conference at E3 to compare big titles and big reveals for the first time. So Sony knows, like, hey, we can just show you Spider-Man 2 and then you'll be fine. And we can walk away.
Wolverine like 7 million?
Right. And God of War is like also like 8 million. So they can save the marketing. They can hide the hype until next year and the year after that, because these few things for them are enough. Not enough for me. I want to see more, to be honest. I don't want to see GT7. I don't want to see Uncharted 4. I don't want that shit on my show. But for Sony, it's
and also
adequate.
You're making a dinner where there's something for everyone. You're not just making things that, and I always, like, when I say I don't like something, it's not that I don't think it belongs in a show. Like this, the GT7, I just think the trailer was a disaster.
Right.
I don't think the game is going to be a disaster, and I don't think that you're a shithead for playing GT7. It's not for me. So I'm not, that's okay.
to me, it's not like, oh, this game that I don't like personally ruins the show for me.
Yeah, no,
That's ridiculous.
a bad trailer ruins a show.
It's like me yawning at Forza. Forza's gorgeous, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it. But it
Yeah.
looks great, and people love that fucking series. And it's
Well, and that's the one big thing that
Right.
I think people just need to take away from that is
Right.
that when we look at something, sometimes we, like, the wife got super mad at me because she's like, I can't believe you just like totally through that one section you just shat on the conference the entire time, and I'm like, that's the thing for us. We have to watch these trailers over and over and over and over and over again. And when I see Depth Loop for the 15th time, I bought the game. I'm 14 hours in. I love this game, but
they've
I don't
convinced
need to see
you.
15
The
trailers.
marketing went through.
Exactly. And
All
then
right.
that's
All
really
right. Let's get
All
through
right.
these other
Next.
news stories. I'm gonna go. I'm taking over. I'm going through these as
Take
fast
over.
as I can.
Do it, baby.
I had enough of your shit. GeForce Now, the database leak was bananas, and everyone lost their shit thinking every game under the sun was coming to the GeForce Now. Here's just a list of the games that some of the games, and these were PlayStation exclusives. Okay, Days Gone, which is of course available on Steam. Demon Souls, Deracine. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, also available on Steam. Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Gran Turismo 7, Guns Up, which is available on Steam. Helldivers 2, which isn't even announced. Helldivers, which is also available on Steam. Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, which is also available on Steam. Predator Hunting Grounds, which is also available on Steam. Ratchet & Clank Returnal, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Uncharted: The Legacy Thieves Collection. Okay, so there's that. People lost their minds. So Sony's putting everything on GeForce Now. Here's a response from GeForce Now, from NVIDIA responding. Quote, NVIDIA has responded to the... this is not the quote. This is from an article. I don't actually know what this is from because it's a screen grab that Andy put in here, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Okay. NVIDIA has responded to the latest GeForce Now leak and revoked public access to the reported database. The company has stated it's aware of the publicized list of titles. I'm sorry, I gotta make this a little bigger because it's way too far away from my face. There we go. Aware of unauthorized recent only for internal tracking and testing. Inclusion on the list is neither confirmation nor an announcement of any game. NVIDIA reportedly stated to WCCF Tech. NVIDIA took immediate action to remove access to the list. No confidential game builds or personal information were exposed. NVIDIA states that the database was compiled of, quote, released and or speculative titles, although we also understand several entries tie back to genuine, unannounced projects currently in development. The database includes code names for internal Microsoft projects, adding credence to at least some of the titles named. However, there's an internal database not intended for public consumption. It's safer to take these leaks lightly until we hear more from respective publishers. So, you know, really quickly, gentlemen, your thoughts on this? Did this worry you? I mean, the only thing I hope GeForce Now is going to have a list that's half as good as this.
Listen, I am not too much concerned about games coming to PC on whoever's doing it, PlayStation, or Microsoft. I was more into shit like Final Fantasy IX Remake, a Chrono Cross remaster, Final Fantasy Tactics. I was like, are these real? These are fucking real. Monster Hunter 6, Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm just like, these can't be fucking real.
Yeah.
It is.
For me, this when this list came out, it was to me going, because GeForce Now is kind of weird, where it's like, here's this premium service you can pay for that doesn't really give you anything. And this is something where it's like, this could be something where maybe they're looking at partnering with PlayStation and doing it as a PS Now, GeForce Now bundle kind of idea. That's the only thing I could take away from it, because every one of those games is either on the PS Plus collection, or they're games that would be in that, I would say, list.
It's also just like odd things to like speculate. Like you're gonna put games that aren't really real, but you're not gonna put Persona 5 on the list for some reason. Like I would speculate on that. Why not? But a Resident Evil 4 remake, cool. Gear 6, what? I don't know.
You know what else we could speculate on, Andy?
What's that?
Battlefield 2042 and Dying Light are delayed.
It's the most delayed season of the year.
Delays have been happening all year. The year of 2021, the year of our Lord, has been nothing but delays. But Battlefield 2042 is launching now on my birthday of November 19th. And Dying Light 2 is delayed for the severalth time. It is now coming out February 4th so that it could get, for lack of a better term, cannibalized by every other freaking video game coming out in February.
Saints Row gonna eat it up. Horizon gonna eat it up. Sifu gonna eat it up.
That's just a bad. I don't.
That's a placeholder. It's getting delayed again. You know this shit's coming out in May. Don't even think about it. Good lord. Speaking of delayed, Nintendo Switch has finally gotten Bluetooth support.
Hooray.
Sort of. You can now use Bluetooth headphones, but because Nintendo always fin a Nintendo, they will not allow you to use a microphone, a Bluetooth microphone. Now, there are some games that have built-in chat supports. You cannot use it for that. Sorry about it.
If I'm
I don't
correct,
understand.
well, I gotta double. I should check my current headset that I have now, because the big selling point was the idea that it was a fully functional. Well, you can use chat with this, but it's not Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Fascinating.
Hooray.
Europeans got a price cut on the Switch, but we're not getting it.
And us peons didn't get a price cut.
No,
Because you guys are gonna buy it either way.
it's for that region only. That's happening. So Nintendo'd again. Great. And here's a little piece of Xbox news here, which was probably the most interesting Xbox news to come out. There's a new update on the Xbox app on Windows 10 that lets you stream console games from the cloud or your home console. This is pretty cool. So you could play Xbox Game Pass games from the cloud, and you could play games that you have on your Xbox directly with Xbox Remote Play, right through Windows 10, which I assume is probably testing these features to see how seamlessly they can be rolled out into Windows 11, which we're seeing commercials for now. So that's pretty fucking dope, because
get this shit.
because you know that xCloud works, and it works really well,
Dude.
So
I need this app on the work computer, like stat. I got
stacked.
like bypass some like admin shit because they don't allow like foreign apps or whatever, unapproved work apps.
It's true.
But I need
Did
this
anybody
app.
see the update that also came out today for the PlayStation? Not trying to like
Yes.
pony this
Yes.
up, but the app came out and they updated the PlayStation mobile app. If anyone's watched the trailer, where you can actually play remote play on your phone, and it can be the controller. Now, I don't know who in their right mind would like to play with that weird ass controller they had sitting on the thing, and your screen being only 2.5 inches. I mean, if you're really
People grinding for materials.
Steven?
Yeah.
Can you take us into the hype zone, please?
Yeah. Oh, we're getting in the hype zone.
Because I have a simple statement about it, and then we can
Okay.
do the show.
You ever lose your grip on reality, and sometimes your controller?
Right.
Well, we've had all kinds of solutions for the controller, all kinds of solutions for your hands. I have gamer gloves that cover the palm of your hand so your sweaty hands don't get all messed up.
Right.
But nobody's really come to the conclusion that what we really need are finger condoms. Razer is putting gamer thumb condoms on the market. These are textured grip sleeves for your index and thumb fingers. And that's the end of the hype zone.
Okay. I'm gonna say one thing.
Yes, say it. Say it loudly.
Only because I am the only one on this podcast, and I think in the chat, allowed to say this statement.
Oh God. Uh-oh.
This is the gayest shit I've ever seen.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at it.
I am looking at this, and I'm just like, no.
I mean, we could get very bedazzled finger condoms here.
Well, the worst part is that the main pitch for this is so you can game better on your phone, which is the worst part about this entire product. Is this is basically aimed at people that want to play Fortnite on their phones.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to know those people. Steven,
Facebook question of the week.
To the end here.
It is the GameCube's 20th anniversary.
Oh my God.
20 years since that beautiful, beautiful cube-like device with that beautiful AMD graphics card in it. Beautiful, beautiful video game console that we all love just so much. Is 20. Facebook question of the week is, what are your favorite GameCube memories? To do a little celebration, Caddy Aversa Fontana, no relation, says, being young and not having to work. But on a serious tip, I was so excited for the system to come out that I bought Super Smash Bros. Melee and an extra controller months earlier than my system, and watched the mail like a hawk, waiting for the back order to come through. And I was so happy when it finally showed up. Mikey Kirsch, Dr. Kirsch, says, when I was 7, Jesus Christ, I was 7 when the GameCube came out. So many fond memories. I maintain that Super Mario Sunshine is truly phenomenal. I had a ton of fun with Kirby Air Ride, the Kart Racer, and Pokemon Coliseum was a limited but very solid Pokemon game with a lot of cool ideas. Yes. Friend of the show, Patrick Hickey Jr., author of The Minds Behind the Games. You can buy him right now at patrickhickeyjr.com. Please fucking do it. His books are phenomenal. And now he's the author of his own comic book called Condry. It has 2 issues out right now on... What the hell's the site? Well, you can get him at Patrick Hickey Jr., but it's patrickhickeyjr.com. But no, it's
Patrick, make your check payable to
yeah, whatever. Anyway, he says Ultimate Muscle. Ultimate Muscle, which was a cool game.
Wow, that is a cool game. That's how I would describe that game.
Mr. Nuff says not owning one because he's a piece of crap. Lesser Known Comics. That's the name of the website. Lesser Known Comics. You can find his comic book. Alex, friend of the show and trophy whore extraordinaire, walking up to Luigi's Mansion for the first time. And the many, many, many ungodly hours poured into Super Smash Bros. Melee. Then Danny Saldano says, Super Smash Bros. Melee all day long. And then Farmer Pete finally says, Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker seemed to get a lot of hate for the cell shading, but it's always been one of my favorite Zelda games. Let's go to the chat here. Buzz being an idiot. Medal of Honor Rising and Rising Sun and Soul Calibur 2. There you go. Oh, that's from Maltese. Sorry, I thought that was a run-on sentence from Buzz Killington. Mentioning Xbox stuff, so that doesn't count. For me, I bought this is what happened. I had a job. I was working in a deli, and I had money because I had nothing that I was going to buy, and I said, you know what? GameCube is out, and WrestleMania X8, I think was the game. It was the first GameCube wrestling game that was coming out. Was coming out, right? So I gathered all my money. My friends were like, hey, I think I was like $40 short. So my friends chipped in. We got extra control. It was to get extra controllers and the game. So they all chipped in a couple bucks. I think it was like 40 or 50 bucks. We went up to the store on 13th Avenue called Gamers Illusions. I bought a GameCube, a bunch of controllers, and WrestleMania X8. And brought it home and played just that game until Resident Evil 4 came out. Like, I played nothing else on that system, really. I mean, I played a few things, I borrowed a few things, but I did not own a lot of games. I think I played Four Sword Adventures on that. I mean, that was really it. What about you guys?
2 games come to mind immediately. One is a game that was also on PS2 and Xbox that was 13. A first-person
yes, I remember that one. Yep.
Which got a horrible remaster and is dog shit, and I won't speak it ever again. But also, lastly, Metroid Prime.
Oh yes, I had Metroid Prime. Loved Metroid Prime
because it was more like it was an old friend coming back after a long vacation, and it was like, oh, you're home finally after all these years at the convent. You had your baby. It's like, yay, you're back from holiday. And it was just like, it was Metroid, but it wasn't, you know, it's funky new perspective. And it was like, will this work? Hell yes, it works. It was incredible. and I loved it when I first played it. Huge fan of that game. Kory, what about you?
So for me, it's a little different. I didn't own it when it first came out. I owned it a lot later, so a lot of my experiences were secondhand. A lot of the cool things was I did own a Game Boy Advance though, and so having all the things you could do with the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube, as well as having the attachment to play your Game Boy Advance games on the GameCube and your Game Boy games, that was really neat. One of the games though I do love for that console, I still haven't beat it yet, but watching a friend play it was one of the I think underrated horror games of all time, Eternal Darkness. And the one scene where it makes you think that it's deleting your save. And my one buddy had it where I watched him play through that, and the first time he ever got to it, he's like, oh, and it glitched out, and it makes you think that it's gonna deleting save, and he like shuts off his console really quickly. And then he did it again. He's like, oh man, it's like the 5th time I've got to this one point, it keeps on crashing and trying to delete my save. And then he found out later that was, and that's a great game.
That's
for
good.
Those who haven't played it, that is one of the greatest horror
games. Just wait for the Nintendo Switch Online to have GameCube games in 50 years.
Oh man.
We actually had another comment from Brian Weatherhead, who says Eternal Darkness and the various Resident Evil games. Like I said, Resident Evil 4 was huge for me. Man, what a great,
not so much.
It was a great system. It really was. It was so underrated.
Little hamburger system. That
Double Dash. Oh,
one
of the best Mario Karts.
Yeah,
I think ever is Double Dash.
7.8 IGN. What are you smoking?
Was it Melee that was on GameCube?
Yes. Yeah. Melee.
Good shit.
So good.
Which until we had the new Brawl, really, like, even Brawl didn't get seen as Melee was still seen for the longest time as the best.
Yeah. Because it is. It's because of the controller. It's the control scheme, and it's balanced for it, and it works, and there's no lag. It's faster. It's much faster. Yeah.
All right, Steven.
Yes, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. This has been a blast. Thank you, Kory, for being here. Remember, folks, if you want to follow us on social media, we're at Duel_Screens. I'm at Batchild27. Andy is at PantsGuy. And Kory is at TheGrounddGamer. That's Ground D Gamer, all one word, TheGrounddGamer. If you want to join our Facebook group so you could answer our Facebook question of the week, you go to facebook.com/groups/DS podcasts. Watch us record the show live on twitch.tv/dualscreenstreams. Watch Kory play video games live on twitch.tv/dualscreenstreams. Watch the show later on youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. And if you are watching this later, hit the thumbs up, share it with your friends, and say, hey, I found a pretty cool podcast. They also do interviews. What kind of interviews? Game developer interviews. And we did a shit ton of them. And we have a really interesting one coming up this Friday. Andy, can you pitch us for this week's episode?
Do you like The Witcher and the guy who does the voice of the Witcher guy? We talked to him for an hour, and it's dope as fuck. And then there's this rat game coming out on Friday he's also a part of, so there's that. Yeah, it was a great conversation about voice acting and how he got into it and the way the business has changed. It was a fantastic, and that was Doug, by the way. Doug Cockle. It was a fantastic episode, and he was so sweet to us, and we had a great conversation. Guys, can I hype one last thing before we go? Hype anything. My giant ass Ninja Turtles cup. Oh, you see it? I had one of those. I want a beer right now. I had one of those. Look at this fucking thing. I think I had that exact. I had that exact one actually. Look at it. I lost it in a move. It used to hold my kitchen utensils. I could fit my dog in this. It's huge. I used to have beers in it and everything. But that's delicious. Let's wrap it up. I love you all. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Kory. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, live chat. And as always, please be excellent to each other.